explain the background on that briefly if you can?
Sure. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. I had the privilege of representing the Canales family in a legal dispute that involved the late Mr. Johnny Canales' estate and a marriage issue. There was 2 lawsuits that were filed as part of that litigation. One was filed in the 319th District Court over the marriage issue. There was a woman that was claiming to be his lawful spouse, and of course Nora Canales also had that lawful claim. And so there was an issue, that issue was being litigated in the 319th District Court, and then there was also a companion case in County Court at Law number 3, which was over the estate. So she filed a claim on the estate of Mr. Canales as well. So those 2 cases were those constitute the legal dispute.
And like you were telling us earlier, I mean, this is all resolved now. There's no appeal.
That's right. So both cases have resolved, and they're over with, and there's been orders signed by the court. Specifically, Judge David Stith in the 319th signed an order declaring my client Nora Canales to be the lawful surviving spouse of Johnny Canales, which is obviously a big win. And he also declared that their marriage was 100% legal and that there was no impediment to that marriage, legal impediment, meaning another claim to it. So those were all resolved, and that's been, that order was signed last month.
Okay, and there's absolutely no legal recourse that I guess Ms. Castillo has.
Well, the answer to that question is there's no legal recourse that I'm aware of that would be successful. It's been totally resolved. As you know, Andy, anyone can file anything at any time, but as far as I'm concerned, it's been totally resolved. It's been, all the orders, all the necessary paperwork has been finalized and everything is done.
Yeah.
That's a lawyer's answer, by the way.
That was resolved last month, right?
That was resolved in August, yes ma'am.
Both of them or just the one?
Both of them. There was a global resolution and it involved both cases.
Yeah.
Yes, and then did Ms. Castillo from her a lawsuit or anything, receive anything from this? Like,
So I'm not here to discuss any of the terms of any of the resolution, ma'am. As we discussed that earlier, the case was resolved, and as part of the resolution, my client was declared the lawful spouse.
So Nora, how long have you known about Sylvia Castillo?
Never until probate that they challenged. That's when I know about her existence and her name and what she was claiming to be.
But she had never called, she had never walked up to you at one of his performances, nothing. She was
Nothing.
She had stayed in the background.
Yeah, I never knew about her, and Johnny never spoke about it, never.
Yeah, and if Andy, I can jump in just for a second. You know, that's why this was so unfortunate for the family is, of course, she made an appearance right after their father and husband died. And so in the middle of them trying to mourn the loss of their loved one, you know, this woman's making a claim out of left field, and that was, you know, the first time my clients became aware of this situation.
And John, how long have you been the attorney for the family?
I think since November of last year.
Yeah.
So even before his death, Johnny never confided in you, hey, this might pop up in the future?
No.
Just so you're aware?
No, there was no warning of this coming at all.
Is there a reason why the alleged marriage, I guess we could call it, between Castillo and Johnny was never annulled?
Well, Andy, a lot of this stuff was the subject of the lawsuits that have now been resolved, and so we really can't get into the details of that. And I think the family wants to really kind of look forward as opposed to backwards. So it's a good. I understand your question, and I know it's a public concern, but that's just kind of that's from a legal perspective. You know, we don't want to get into the details of it too much.
All right, so Nora, you own a home in Nueces County and other properties, Duval, Maverick, and in Nueces County. They're all ranches or individual residences, or what are they?
One of them is my home,
Okay.
and the other ones are ranches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you rent those out, or what do you do with those, or?
No, they're just land, and that's what in the legacy, the inheritance that belongs to my daughters actually. once this is done, I'm going to give it to the rightful owners, so they're my daughters. And
What was your reaction when this all came to light, what Ms. Castillo was claiming? You're going through a grieving process, this woman all of a sudden says, hey, look at me. How do you deal with that?
it's devastating. You're trying to understand that your husband for 29 years is no longer there. The father of my girls is no longer there. And we're trying to get life in order, trying to move on with something so heavy. And then when you think that it cannot get any worse when you love somebody, then something like this shows up. There's no words. The devastation, the severeness of how much it towards all of us, because we didn't have the right time to properly mourn, to go through the stages, because this was thrown like a bucket of ice on your back, and when you're like in the ground trying to get up, and then something like this happens, it's like kicking you more. So it's very hard.
Did you ever have a conversation face to face with Sylvia Castillo?
No, sir.
You guys never?
No.
Okay.
Y si le puedo preguntar esa pregunta en español,
Claro.
si me puede decir cómo usted se sintió cuando se dio cuenta que lo que estaba pasando eso legalmente y también tener que lidiar con la pérdida de su esposo.
Es muy difícil, es un golpe demasiado fuerte, es muy severo. Estás entendiendo y comprendiendo la situación de que tu marido por 29 años, tu mejor amigo, la persona que amaste, que dijiste y juraste amor eterno hasta que el día que Dios se los separe, ¿verdad? Estás tratando de comprender de que Diosito se lo llevó, de que ya no está contigo, y te cae esto y no sabes ni cómo aceptarlo, cómo entenderlo, es algo muy devastador. O sea, no hay palabras. Estás, como dicen, en el peor momento de tu vida, con mucho dolor, con mucho sufrimiento, mis hijas y yo, y luego te cae esto. No hay palabras de la desgracia que se siente.
¿Y cómo se siente ahora que ya, todo ya está resolvido?
Le doy muchas gracias a mi Diosito, a mi familia por apoyarme siempre, por quererme y tenerme con ellos. A mi Dios, que es verdaderamente el que nos dio la fortaleza, la fuerza, el entendimiento de que esto era pasadero, y en las manos de un buen abogado que nos pudo representar, pudimos seguir adelante, y me siento muy contenta ahora de poder decir que ya quedó en el pasado y podemos movernos con el futuro.
I'm just going to say, I'm looking at my notes here. So on October 31st of last year, Castillo apparently asked that all of Nora's assets be frozen, and a judge agreed but ordered Nora be given some money for monthly living expenses. Is that true?
Yes, Andy, there was an order entered in August of last year. It was an injunctive order. And that was really the court's first hearing of this issue in County Court of Law Number 3. But subsequently, that order was dissolved as a matter of law. So yes, that was an order that was in place at one time, but it was eventually removed.
So because of that, what happened to the order, how has that been for y'all surviving financially? Since you weren't getting any of this monthly living expense that they talked about.
Well, when the order was lifted, of course, that lifted the restrictions, right? So it was a very short. The order was only in effect for a month or two. It wasn't a long-term order.
Okay.
So for those 2 months, how was it for you guys?
It's like I said, it was very hard. Everything was. Who gets you ready for something like this? Who even thinks about something like this? Who has the heart to do this? So to us, it was devastating. It was hard, but God provides. He sees the way to provide for us, and that's what happened.
So there's an unsigned court order still that says non-suit waste claim. What does that mean, and who needs to sign it, or what's the status?
We have the unsigned, I think, but I think you have the signed
Yeah, so there was actually a bunch of orders that were filed, Andy, as part of the lawsuits. Remember there was the estate case, and then there was the marriage case in the 319th. So in the estate case, a bunch of claims that were filed by Castillo, by her attorney, those were all non-suited. And when they're filed, they become non-suited as a matter of law, so they don't have to be signed. They're just, once they get filed, then they go into effect. So that may have been why they weren't signed, because they were just notices of the non-suit. But the court did sign an order declaring Ms. Canales to be the administrator of the estate of Mr. Canales.
Yeah.
So she is now the lawful administrator and the surviving spouse, as a matter of law.
So legally, there's nothing else that can happen?
Legally, Andy, there's no impediment to my client's status as the surviving spouse or widow of Mr. Canales, as well as the children. And their claim really wasn't in question. It was just they were caught up in what was, this estate issue. So to answer your question, there is Nora Canales, as a matter of law, is the surviving spouse of Johnny Canales. That will be her status as long as she lives, and for history as well. And there is no legal impediment to anything with respect to the marriage. So that's the good news. The good news is that this was all resolved, and they can now move forward as a family.
So I have one question. Maybe it's just like how it works. So her marriage, was that like removed? Like,
You talking about Ms. Castillo's?
Ms. Castillo's like marriage, because she was still married at that time.
So our position was that she was never married. Okay, so that and we're getting in the weeds a little bit here, but
So there's no paperwork legally anywhere in any court that says, yeah, you're married. Here's a marriage license that was issued.
so they made an allegation that there was paperwork, Andy, that she was the lawful spouse, and so that was the subject matter of the lawsuits, was resolving who was in fact the lawful spouse. So that was their position. Our position was Nora was the surviving spouse, and her marriage was valid. Ultimately, the case resolved, and Nora was declared to be the lawful spouse. So that claim is no longer in existence.
Yeah. I
Ms.
guess
Castillo.
my question was just like, is she just not considered like the ex-wife, or is she considered like just, because I know now she's, you're the legal wife, a legal widow. I was just wondering like what happened with
She
that.
has no status.
No
So
status?
she was never, the law does not look at her as an ex-wife, does not look at her for any other purpose. The declaratory judgment, the only legal document in this case that matters, declares Ms. Canales to be the surviving spouse of Mr. Canales. So because she's declared the surviving spouse, Ms. Castillo obviously couldn't share that role. Only one person can be declared the surviving spouse as a matter of law. So once this document was signed, Ms. Castillo's claim to the marriage was extinguished. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That was kind of like.
So she's not considered an ex-wife, she's not considered a divorce, none of those are considered. And I don't want to get into too much as to her status, because today's about Nora's status.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I guess we could just talk about, so what does this mean for your family now moving forward? If you could tell us a bit, like moving forward for your family, the Canales family, your daughters as well.
Well, there are big plans. We have a show that is coming pretty soon. We're trying to build up something new, something to share with the people. It deals with the music. It's about interviews. It's about music. It's about a little bit of reality. And my daughter, being film production, she's going to be the director as the TV show. And Zelestial as business, she's going to run the show. So I'll be the host. And there's a lot of things coming up. We'll be doing a lot of traveling. Moving forward, we look for the horizon, and God has us in His wings. So that's the most important thing. And Johnny's legacy is at their hands. They're inheriting Johnny's legacy. Everything that has to do with Johnny, they're the ones that are going to take care of it. We share one thing, and one thing only, is to let the people know that Johnny would always be loved and remembered, and they will be the ones that make sure that that never goes away.
Sí. Y si me puede decir eso en español nomás.
Claro.
Para decir que es el futuro para la familia Canales.
El futuro de nosotras es movernos, es seguir adelante con un programa que se va a llamar Nora Canales y la verdad. Es un programa lleno de música, entrevistas, algo realidad. Es algo muy bonito donde vamos a viajar con los artistas y conocerlos a ellos un poco más a fondo. Vamos a estar viajando mucho, y mi hija, como graduado de Texas A&M, ella va a ser la directora, se va a encargar del programa, y mi otra hija, que se graduó de de administración de empresa. Ella se va a encargar de correrlo como negocio y su servidora, claro, adelante. So, hay muchos planes. Y constante la legacía de Johnny, los programas y todo esto queda bajo ellas, donde merece estar la legacía de Johnny, más que nada que quiso dejársela a Zelestial y a Miroslava Canales y así se va a hacer.
¿Y dónde va a salir ese programa?
Ahorita estamos apenas haciendo un programa, entonces lo vamos a llevar a ver quién es el que lo escoge, a ver quién podemos llevarnos un acuerdo. Eso es algo que vamos a aventurar a ver para dónde nos lleva.
Yeah, and then, so I know September 17th is also declared the Johnny Canales Day, so how do
Yes.
you feel now that we're getting closer to that date?
Este año no pudimos hacer nada por las cosas legales que estábamos haciendo, pero hay planes para el otro año para celebrar el segundo aniversario de Johnny Canales Day aquí en Corpus Christi. Estamos celebrando un documental que se está llevando a cabo en Miami el día 5, que vamos a estar ahí presentes. Vamos a viajar para allá, mis hijas y yo. Ya se presentó en Dallas, en San Antonio, en Austin, y con el futuro, con el favor de Dios, el diciembre se va a llevar a McAllen. So, estamos viajando con eso también.
Para hacer un documentario.
Está hecho, ya está hecho. Johnny Canales toma parte en ese documental, fueron las últimas grabaciones de Johnny. Es un documental muy interesante porque se habla de la música y más que nada de la legacía de Johnny, cómo empezó y cómo fue a llegar a a donde está, a la cima del cielo, como dicen con el programa.
And if you could tell me that in English, sorry, it's
Okay.
a lot back and forth.
All right. No.
We're getting
It's.
KRIS 6 and Eleven.
Oh no. We're very excited because Johnny is. He has a documentary right now that we are on tour. You can say. We've already started off in Dallas and then in Austin, San Antonio, and we're going to Miami. It's going to be shown on September the 5th. So if you're close in Miami, we invite you to go. And then for now, McAllen, I think is going to be airing it December 6th and 7th, and it's concerning all the festivals, film festivals. So hopefully we'll take it up from there. So we're excited for that.
Before do you have any more questions for me? Or
No.
I think we're good.
Yeah, they're the stars, so I'm gonna let the camera
Yeah.
get them.
Thank you.
Are you guys at all, the two girls, the two daughters, are you all at all intimidated? Maybe that's not a good word, but about all of a sudden carrying on your dad's legacy in the music business. We all know it can be very cutthroat and they'll take advantage of you whenever they can and blah, blah, blah. Are you at all, I don't want to say fearful or intimidated, but do you have some trepidations like, okay, now we got to carry this forward?
I will say this, I do believe the Lord of my Jesus Christ, so I know that will be protected spiritually, and I am blessed with a good tongue. So I know that if someone does try to be mean with us or anything, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of nothing. They can try. They're not going to hurt me at all. And if anything, I learned from the best from my mother and my father. They've done this for years, and we grew up with it. So this is normal for us. And then it's not going to be so alien-like. So I'm ready. Let's go. Going to war, straightforward.
How would your dad? That was going to be one of my questions. Was you grew up in the business, all three of you. Was this the next step for which you guys are going to be doing?
Yeah, was this always the plan for you guys to take it over?
Yes, yes, it was the plan. Of course, we started off our journeys kind of like switching majors. I was at least wanting to be a doctor, then a lawyer, and then I was like, I wasn't finding my groove. But then finally, I went into the media, and I just fell in love with it. And of course, seeing mom and dad, it really was like inspirational, you would say. And grew up loving movies and all. But I think together as a family, we experienced a lot. We've been through a lot as it is. So being fearful is no longer an option because we've been through so much. And each obstacle that we've been through, we've overcame. And we did so as a family. Yes, dad is no longer with us, but we still have each other, and if there is any situation that comes up, like how this came up, we will face it head on, and as a family together, and of course through the strength of God.
Do you guys speak Spanish by chance?
A little bit.
No sé si quieren contestar en español. Nomás le quería preguntar qué es lo que sus papás les enseñó y que quieren seguir eso con su legacia.
Legacy.
And you can say it in English or in Spanish, whatever is comfortable, but that will be my question.
But I'm better in English. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you
lie.
can say it in English. yeah.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
What is it that your father taught you guys that you guys want to make sure that continues with his legacy?
We want to continue a dream that started with him, and that was loving music, and that was bringing people together, bands, and not only bands but fans, and like people would communicate through each other through the show, you know, with signs or whatnot. And I think there's a special world in this, and that's what Dad found. And we're going to continue to spread that love that he always wanted, that fun, that joy, nothing ugly, nothing crazy. It was all about just having a really good time and just spreading what we love.
Will you have to change the style of music that you pursue or that you endorse or that you create? From what your dad did?
Well, I think the music changed already itself. It evolved. So nothing is the same. Now is there going to be a different style of filming? Yes, there's going to be a different style. And we adjust with the music as well.
And then how old are you girls, just for like us to know?
I'm 26.
I'm 24. Was born October 13th, 2000.
Okay, so you're the oldest one.
Yes.
You're the oldest one.
I always get it. Yeah, she always gets that.
Wait, no, it's just because you're sitting next to your mom. So I think I just assumed the oldest would be sitting next to the mom, but I could be wrong.
No, it's okay. That's because I even asked if she wanted me to sit with her. So
Yeah,
that's kind of
but
funny.
it makes sense now that the baby's in the middle, protected.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah. So, you know, what I know you mentioned that the documentary is going to be shown in Miami, McAllen. Is there anything that's going to be here in Corpus Christi?
Yes, we're talking about it to the producers and everything. We're trying to get it here in Corpus. I know that one of your teachers.
Yes. One of my professors from A&M Corpus Christi, Gabriel Duran, he's part of the film commission, so I've been trying to get him with with our directors and bring it down here.
Yeah, so there's plans.
And then Mr. Canales was also like a Robstown native.
Yes.
Is there have you guys visited Robstown recently? Is there
Yes.
anything you guys maybe want to do in Robstown as well?
Yeah, we love Robstown. Robstown has always been Johnny's love. He was always proud of the red and the white forever. So he in fact had the house red and white. So yes, Robstown is very close to our hearts. We wouldn't mind to do something to honor Johnny. I would love it. I want to thank our mayor, Paulette Guajardo, that she gave Johnny Canales the September 17 his day. So we're hopefully want to get with Robstown and hopefully get together and do something for Johnny's legacy to continue his beautiful legacy.
And then is there anything you guys want to add maybe for the future? Anything else you guys want to add that maybe we didn't get to touch on? Like I know you guys mentioned music, film. Is there any other projects you guys are working on? Or anything you else want to mention right now?
There's a lot of pots cooking, but one of the projects that we're trying to work on or do is we have a studio at our house, and we are practically giving it like a facelift, or would say like a change up, because we're gonna add an editing room, a recording booth. We're gonna have a setup for podcasts, and our big goal is to make it a place to film cinema grade stuff projects.
And so a lot of exciting things are happening in
Yes.
the Canales family.
Yes.
Okay, that's really nice. Is there anything you want to add, Andy? I think, let me just take.
I don't think we've asked the question as far as how did it affect you personally, this whole going through all of this, as far as individually. I know we talked in general, but for each one, how was it for the daughters, especially having to go through this and not knowing that this person actually exists?
Well, for me, it was tough. And I know it was tough for my sister. And it was hard seeing our mother, and we can't do nothing about it. And our goal is to keep picking her up, because it really hit her hard. Sorry. And you know, it was a big change for us. But the good news out of it is that we got closer, we got stronger, both spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. So that's why I was answering Andy's question, saying, we're not afraid. Be not afraid. And we're not afraid. We can conquer this world. And I feel like that's what we got out of this, at least. Stronger everywhere. The bond is unbreakable now. So you got to go through fire to become the better person. And that's what we did. That's what happened.
We did get better. It was a lot of dark moments, but thankfully it's all ended now, and we are one and doing better.
One of the things that I noticed, and you guys know that I have podcasts and I'm a radio station and all this other stuff, but the fans of Johnny Canales' show have really reached out and poured a lot of support for you. How does that feel? Even though y'all are going through all of this, fans are really supporting y'all.
Actually, it was
Amazing.
because we couldn't really say anything. We felt defended, you know, felt good, like, oh my God, they're saying something. Yeah.
We didn't have to say much. The fans were doing it for us. And I think that was a great, it was so beautiful to see that we didn't have to say a word, but yet Johnny was defended like beautifully. And to me, the fans, they have a way of talking and saying things and clarifying things that I love and respect each and every one of them, and forever will be grateful, because when I couldn't talk or say anything, they were able to speak up for the whole family, and especially for Johnny.
And I know you've seen me in a lot of the different awards, but
Yes,
Johnny has been recognized
yes,
a lot.
Yes.
That changed your I know you guys were there. You know how you couldn't go out to a restaurant without somebody saying hello.
yes.
But receiving these Lifetime Achievement Awards posthumously, how does that make you feel that people in the industry, including the fans, including the musicians, including the bands, including record companies and everybody else, is reaching out to y'all and honoring Johnny for all his contributions to the music industry? How does that make you feel? Or did you have a grasp that he had affected so much?
It was an honor. It was an honor, because when you're alive and you get honored, he was there to receive him. I mean, he was constantly being recognized. And to see that the people are still doing it, even though that he's not here, it is a great honor for people to keep on honoring his legacy and remembering for who he was. A happy person, a person of music, of talent, a person that gave everything so an artist could have a spotlight when social media wasn't not even at the glimpse, you know. The only thing they had was the stage of Johnny Canales, and he would give it freely to all the musicians, to the upcoming and the ones that were already up there. So it till this day, that should always be recognized. I was talking to Grupo Frontera, and they are so blessed. They even made a video of remember back when in the 90s, and they got a person imitating Johnny, saying you got to take it away con Grupo Frontera, and the set of the Johnny Canales show back in the 90s. So to me, even the artists are giving him the honor that he deserves. And we are just humbled and honored to be able to say thank you on his behalf.
I got me, I got you.
I think we're pretty
For more information on the projects that you're going forward with, where are we going to find more information about that?
As soon as I have more information concerning that, I will get back to you. And as soon as I have a house for the new show, I'll make a press conference making sure that everybody's aware of what we're doing. And concerning the base for all those fans, not to go away, because they've been calling and saying to move forward, and because of their love and support, we're doing this.
So maybe the best way to reach, to know what you guys are up to is the social medias of you guys.
Yes, we're under Comunidad Canales, Nora Canales, and my daughter's,
Individual
Yeah.
social media.
yeah.
Is it best on Facebook, Facebook and Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
Facebook
Mhm.
and Instagram.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Is there any last words, maybe last message overall from this whole press conference that you guys want to give? Like,
Can we do them both in English and Spanish?
yes.
No, okay.
A message for, wrapping this up, how you guys feel
Moving forward.
moving forward.
Well, thank you, first of all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time. I know that everybody's busy and doing what they need to do. I appreciate you taking your time and coming here to us and letting us thank you personally, and all those fans, thank you. And that we are very blessed to have friends like you, and people at the social media, and everybody who has reached out, and those who are always supporting us with your prayers and love. We thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with us through the toughest times, and we invite you to stay with us in the future, because we have so many places to go together.
Si me puede decir este mensaje en español.
Claro que sí, agradecemos su tiempo por estar con nosotros, por ser parte de esta conferencia de prensa. Muchísimas gracias a todos los fans que nos están viendo, a todos los que, muchas gracias por el apoyo, por estar siempre con nosotros, y agradecemos que hayan estado con nosotros en los tiempos más difíciles, más oscuros de nuestras vidas, pero les agradecemos eso de todo corazón, y los invitamos que se queden con nosotros para nuestro futuro, porque pensamos ir a muchos lugares con ustedes y estar presente con ustedes en el futuro también.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Estamos bien.